We're doing some betas and midges today. The fish are coming up. Cheech doesn't like dry flies, so he's nymphing. See which one's the best.
That's a big brown bro.
Limited out. I'm done. Caught like 17, 18, maybe 20. All over 20, all on top. How are you guys doing?
Real bad boy. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulder, a heart full of blues out in the dirt, down in the dirt.
It's a little tiny brown. So the Betas hatch is gonna happen any second now. We got a lot of midges on the water and only a few fish rising. Hatch is gonna start out a little bit later in the day now that we have daylight savings, but I'm faithfully Euro nymphing through this and I'm smacking them on like a little, I don't know if I'd say little, like a big old size 14 with a 4mm bead. And then a little tiny size 18 hare's ear behind it, both tied on jig hooks. And I'm just kind of working a main seam around the soft edges, and fish seem to be eating pretty well. So Curtis is over there using, I think, power worms. He had a bag of 10-inch Berkeley power worms in his bag. So if he says that he caught it on a dry fly, it was on a power worm. So just saying, it's all good, it's just fishing.
Alright, so he was coming up, went for the dry, but took the emerger. This is a little dropper that was dropped down beneath the dry. He probably saw the dry. He came up, thought better of it, and took the emerger. So we're kind of doing a combo here. The fish haven't really started to rise as much. They were earlier. The wind's kind of blowing them down, so Cheech is kept with the Euro nymphing. He keeps breaking off in the trees, so that's a little bit of a detriment.
What in the
But the fish have started rising, so I've got a dry and a dropper. I'm still using my Euro rig, which is the Sage ESN, with a little raw simmer on that's like 25 years old, and it still holds line. The fish have not been coming up super consistently, but enough to eat, and so that's why we got that one. Okay, sorry, this is my fault. We didn't get this one. I didn't wait for Brig. There's a fish rising, and I needed to catch him. Oh, now Cheech is catching one.
side pressure?
Takes my spot, then he catches the fish. Little betas. Okay, we're starting to see more fish rise. They're on this edge, kind of sipping on the seam. The blue winged olives, the betas, the mayflies are getting swept into the little seam and they stay there. We're coming up behind them and casting a dry fly. Do you have a dropper on?
Yeah.
Nah, he's just going dry fly because that's what you do sometimes.
So I'm casting over here. There's a few fish rising, and I got one of these fancy long leaders from Lance. And I saw a fish working the foam line. I just kind of dabbed it in front of him. That's the beauty of this 10-foot rod, the Euro rod and a long leader, is you can really dabble that fly without much drag. Don't worry, this fish has been in the water. He's a little snaky. He's got some growing to do, but he was eating really well in that seam. All right, so here's the Betas that's hatching. As you can see, the wing is much longer than most fly patterns out there. This is the fly that I caught it with. That's kind of matted down CDC. I need to dry out, but you can see how long the wing is in comparison to the body. But anyway, these betas are about a size 18 or 16 today, and they're super visible on the water.
That is a tank. Yeah. Dang. That one's been an all-day activity. Okay, this fish was starting to really make me mad. Literally cast for in the last couple hours on and off. Finally, he just started rising a little bit more consistently and ate a little beta striped fly. But he's a nice one. You gotta love the dry fly eaters.